I wanted to kind of go outside of what I understood, like what I knew as like pop aesthetic or rap aesthetic or whatever. You know, I wanted to quite literally travel outside of the planet.
In 2018, Doja Cat rose to mainstream status with her viral visual for Moo, a song meant to just be an inside joke between her and her small fan base. To her surprise, it would make waves online, and all of a sudden everyone wanted to know who Doja Cat was. Since then, her popularity and allure has only increased with hit songs like Juicy, Say So, and most recently, Kiss Me More with SZA. Her humor, memes, and controversies kept people talking about her, both good and bad. She used this momentum and attention to propel her to pop star status over the last year. While many people initially wrote Doja off, she's came out swinging with performances, lyrics, and music videos like no other. If you're paying attention, it's easy to see that Doja Cat really studies her craft and puts on a good show. When people ask where have all the legendary entertainers gone, Doja has thrown her hat into that ring. Doja's latest music video for her song You Right with The Weeknd gave us looks, astrological references, themes, and a storyline. It felt full, like it was its own universe. Doja has listed some of her biggest inspirations when it comes to music videos as Busta Rhymes and FKA Twigs. Their influences were definitely present in this visual. In taking us to another spot on planet Her, she outdoes herself once again. The video opens in billowing pink clouds, the camera taking us to a gate that says Doja's name. The lock spins until it lands on the Libra symbol, allowing the viewers to enter. The title cards appear and we learn that this video was directed by Quentin Duranzier. The first thing that stood out to me were the similarities I saw between this opening and the opening for Lil Nas X's video Montero. They seem to be so similar to me, I noticed it immediately. They're directed by different people, however, I did read that the Montero video was sent to an editing firm in France that does video game-like visuals. I wasn't able to read much about the process behind this video for Doja Cat, but I'm curious to know if they were edited by the same team because this seems to be a very distinct art style. Once the camera takes us through the gates, we're introduced to a setting that looks like Athens, Greece. We see planet Her's version of the Parthenon, with references to Greek mythology everywhere. There are white statues depicting Greek gods and goddesses lining the hallways and columns of this space. Quickly zooming by, we see amphoras laying around. These are ancient Greek vases known for storing wine and oil. You may recognize them even from Disney's Hercules film. Finally, we're introduced to Doja Cat in a white satin leotard with long trains and cuffs and cutouts. She's overlaying this piece with a beautiful gold breastplate, but the real star of the show is her hair. Styled by Jay Stay Ready, it's shaped into a Libra symbol. She's giving Venus, the goddess of love, the watcher of the scales. It's fitting for the theme of this track and also because she's a Libra sun herself. Her chorus presents a problem. She has a man, but she's interested in someone new. This is a popular storyline for a lot of R&B tracks, though I don't know if anyone has ever done it better than Erykah Badu's Next Lifetime. Opening with the words, "I got a man, but I want you," she plays directly into the common description of Libras. The charmers and hopeless romantics of the zodiac, they love love. And as much as they may be associated with marriage, they're also known to be indecisive and non-committal. The layers. On her scales, there's a heart on one side and what seems to be metal weights on the other. It's perfectly balanced, showing that her heart is heavy as fuck. In this scene, she's also shown reading tarot cards to give her an answer on her situation. Rather than traditional tarot illustrations, she sees her actual reflection in the cards. This was really cool to see as someone who reads tarot because the cards are meant to be a form of reflection. We're introduced to another setting, her in a small field with looming clouds and a starry sky. It's reminiscent of the set in her iHeart Music Awards performance. It seems isolated, most likely a reference to the alien horror films that show similar settings. Here, the camera angles also seem familiar. Doja recently said that her #1 favorite music video of all time is Busta Rhymes' Gimme Some More. She builds a similar looking universe here, where it almost feels as though she is as big as the land that she's standing on. Her large stature aids in the video game-like feel that her music video gives off. Side note, video games are super popular on planet Her, and I'm thinking that we might get a Doja Cat video game. I'm gonna keep my fingers crossed. She rises towards space to touch The Weeknd, who she seems to be dreaming about. As she gets almost close enough to touch him, she falls back down to planet Her, landing in her bed, waking up next to her boyfriend. This also seems to be a nod to Lil Nas X's video, as well as FKA Twigs' video Cellophane. We see Doja Cat finally change looks to iced out, slicked down hair and a form-fitting satin two-piece set. She looks good, but she also looks disinterested with her boyfriend. The Weeknd plays the Aquarius, the water bearer, and they show this beautifully by recreating one of the most iconic Aquarius illustrations and depictions. The Weeknd pours water from space onto the planet, flooding valleys, peaks, and creating leaks in her own home. There are now pots all over the floors of this couple's bedroom, catching the water that falls. This was profound to me because it seemed to show Doja's inclination to ignore her feelings for this other guy, yet she can't escape it from infiltrating her own relationship, even though her boyfriend seems oblivious. She's trying to catch the fallout, but the foundation is shaky to begin with. The rain in the home also reminded me of Busta Rhymes and Janet Jackson's iconic music video, where he literally turned himself into water and rained down on her. She continues to fantasize about being with The Weeknd, and we get one final look where she's showing off her body in an iced out two-piece. She matched this look with a high pony and big waves, going completely different from the previous two looks. The storyline winds down as we see both of them dancing in space. We see a few more visuals of water flooding the planet again, alluding to the fact that it's inescapable. It ends with Doja and her man now residing on the water instead of that cold stone house they were living in. Closing the video this way leaves the viewer to make assumptions on what happens and what the resolve was. I'd guess that it was intentional for her to end the video with her relationship seemingly moving on to the water and accepting her feelings for this other person. She couldn't escape the water, so she found some sort of compromise. It could be alluding to a conversation about open relationships, or just simply opening the conversation for what love looks like. Overall, I thought it was really cool, really cute, and a great follow-up to the first two visuals she released for this album. I haven't listened to Planet Her yet, but I am very interested to see how she expands this universe and what she does with this project from here. Let me know what you thought of the video and comment any visual references that you may have noticed and that I may have missed. I hope you enjoyed this, and subscribe if you did, because I'll keep making them.
The Swami for my ashram was Alice Coltrane. That was incredible for me to be around at such a young age. She would sing and it was captivating.